At 30 years old, I found myself staring at the glaring screen of my partner's phone, my heart pounding as I read the messages. My 28-year-old pregnant partner, the woman I thought was my future, had been cheating on me. The texts were clear and unapologetic, leaving no room for doubt or denial. Disbelief washed over me as I tried to process this betrayal. How could she do this while carrying our child? I confronted her that evening. The air was thick with tension as I held up the phone. "Explain this," I demanded, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. She looked at me, eyes wide, and then her expression shifted to something almost defiant. "It's not what it looks like," she began, but her words faltered under the weight of the evidence. There was no shouting, just a cold silence as she attempted to justify her actions. The room felt like a pressure cooker ready to explode. After the confrontation, I spent sleepless nights contemplating my next move. The sense of betrayal lingered, and I knew I couldn't just walk away. I needed something more, something that would resonate with the same shock and intensity. Revenge was a dish best served cold, and I was ready to serve it. I started planning, thinking of ways to legally and morally get back at her without crossing any lines. It had to be impactful, something that would leave her reeling. The plan was set in motion over the next few weeks. I methodically prepared, ensuring every detail was perfect. It involved a dramatic revelation during her baby shower, an event I initially intended to be a celebration of our future. As the guests gathered, I took center stage, my heart pounding with anticipation and a twisted sense of justice. I played a video montage meant to celebrate our journey, but secretly included the incriminating texts timed perfectly to appear at the climax of the presentation. The room fell silent as the texts flashed on the screen. Gasps filled the air, and I watched her face go pale, her initial confusion quickly turning to horror. The guests were stunned, whispers spreading like wildfire. It was a spectacle, a public unmasking of her deceit. I stood there, letting the moment sink in, the gravity of my actions hanging in the air. It was outrageous, perhaps even cruel, but in that moment, I felt a sense of justice. The aftermath was immediate and chaotic. She fled the room, tears streaming down her face, while the guests were left in shock, unsure of how to react. Some followed her, trying to offer comfort, while others stayed behind, awkwardly milling about, unsure of what to say to me. The event had taken a turn no one expected, and I was left to face the consequences of my actions. Reflecting on the events, I couldn't help but question if the payback brought the satisfaction I sought. The immediate sense of vindication was undeniable, but there was an underlying feeling of regret. Had I gone too far? The moral implications weighed heavily on me, but part of me felt it was a fitting response to the betrayal I endured. It was a lesson in the harsh realities of trust and deceit. In the end, I learned that revenge, while sweet in the moment, often leaves a bitter aftertaste. The shock and chaos of that day would linger in our lives, a testament to the complexities of human relationships and the lengths we go to when pushed to the brink. What are your thoughts? Have you experienced anything similar, or have you been pushed to the edge in your own relationships?